Hello and welcome to just another short video on one of the aspects of my software, Mystro, the high-end professional software for the PC for BaZi, date select, and Feng Shui. If you like this one, please also watch the other videos and also visit my website, Mystro Feng Shui Software. There you find a lot of more information in print. So for this video for today, I would like to focus on the topic of options. Options for methodology, options for terminology, what you can do with it, how you can customize this outstanding software. In some of my other videos, you might be wondering about the terms I'm using. For example, in the video about the compatibility of two partners as seen from BaZi, I've been using this word of discipline. Which you may not know in this context. I came to know it in a training by Joy Up, and I liked it very much because it's much better to understand than what others call it. Here is an overview of what other people, grandmasters, call this quality in a BaZi chart. You can have everything from correct power so this wording still can make sense to people who are not specialists, but consider other wordings like direct officer or like Jinkun. So this does not make sense for anybody who is not a specialist. And what about talking about eating gods, if this would be in a chart? Will anybody know what you mean when you give this chart to your client? So Mystro gives you the option to change the wording as you like it, and you can give it to your client and explain about it. But on the other hand, if for your client you want to keep it more, let's say, mystical, then just take another wording. I do a copy and insert here. And you see immediately in the chart now I have the other wording. And for example, if this DO is missing in the chart, you could tell the client, okay, you don't have a DO. And for example, it means that you might have a problem with keeping things in order. So you don't have to use the word discipline now, but can explain whatever might be appropriate for the client in relationship to this specific quality of DO. Or in fact, if you're talking to a client in whatever language, which is not English, which is not German, by the way, there's a full German version of this software available. But if you have another language you talk to your client, you can change it to the language of your client. For example, here, you can just put in disciplina, and here you have it. So you can switch all of this to Spanish or whatever language you want. So, for example, now I've switched the names of the elements to Spanish. And this is also already provided in the software. You just have to switch one of the options. And now I switch it to Chinese characters. You see immediately it changes in here. I could do the same for other things like elements, like the branches or animals and many other things. And it's up to you what you want to see and what you want to work with and what you want to give to your client. Let's come to another example from Feng Shui this time. Now, you remember from other videos talking about the client John Rich? And do you want to tell him that the north sector is his death and there are 5 ghosts in the southeast? What do you think he will say to the command? So you might wish to change the wording before you show it to him. So this is the place in the options, one of the many sheets of the options, where you can change this. Right now, we've chosen this list from vitality to death, and we can do something else. Here's another list, which gives just numbers from the best plus 90 to the worst minus 90. And instead of vitality and death, we could also choose something else. And again, you might give your own wordings to that. I've chosen creation and wealth instead of vitality, and spirituality instead of ghosts. And we can still offer a combination with what it means in terms of plus 90 to minus 90 here. And so this is what it looks like now. So I think it's much better to tell John that the north is a sector which is not his best. In fact, it's quite bad, but it means trials and tribulations. So if he has to face something difficult in his life, it might be because the entrance of his apartment is facing north. And it's just explaining why he has to face those trials. So you can face trials and win, and that's what you recommend him. And southeast, it's not about ghosts, it's about spirituality now. So I think that's much better to explain to him when talking about the quality of sectors in his apartment or in his office. But, well, this is still not the end of the story. If you have studied with Grandmaster Chan Kun Bra, for example, you will recognize the BaZi in this version. I can't explain it to you right now, so it's just for those who studied it. They will know what it means and they can use it and they can get it from Mystro as well. It's just a few more clicks, so I don't show you all the clicks right now. So talking about masters and settings, you will enjoy that Mystro also has some general settings. So in here, for some things, you can just choose which master you want to have as a standard, either for astrology or for Feng Shui. And then a lot of options in the software will be set accordingly. And then you can change whatever you don't like according to your own liking, or you can mix and match. And what you see here is a main sheet for providing input, and then you can get the results with just click on a button in a Word file. So I just scroll it down a little bit here. I don't want to explain all this now. You can also provide a map for the Feng Shui analysis. And so it's very easy. It just takes a few minutes to provide all the data and get some standard results. And then you can analyze those. And later on, you can play with it till you get better results for your client. Now, just one last thing about options, and then I will terminate this video. It's often a discussion concerning how to use time in BaZi. When does the year start? when does the day start? Do you want to follow local time? Do you want to apply summertime? And so on. And you can set the options in here. And just to mention on the side, the summertime is known in Mystro for most European countries back for the last 100 years. And by the way, did you know that France changed the time zone from the English time zone to the Central European time zone some decades ago? So it's important, if you want to apply local time, to know about that, and you don't have to do detailed studies if you use Mystro. Mystro knows it for you. So I've shown you some of the options which you have in Mystro, and I don't think there's any other tool on the market which gives you this kind of flexibility. So I hope also that you have seen that it's really useful for you in your own work, and especially in presenting the results to your clients. And for methodology, just to mention some of the grandmasters I've studied with myself, so that you know, if you have studied with any of those, you will find it in Mystro, and you can combine things as you like, and you can display results in any language you like. I hope you will like this, and you will like to have more success with less effort in using Mystro, and to learn ever more when using it. And I'll be happy to coach you in that. My name is Andreas Schöning. I've studied Feng Shui and astrology since long, and taken a long time to develop this software. If you want to contact me, here's my contact details. Also, please consider checking my website for information in print, or checking my website as a consultant. And if you like this, then please consider watching further videos, subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you will benefit from it. And I would be happy to hear from you in the not too distant future, either with a question or with an order for the software. All the best for you, and thanks for watching.